Did you know that in some UK cities, less than half the population is white British? In fact, in places like Leicester, Slough, and Luton, immigration has changed the face of the city so much, you might not even recognize it anymore. This isn't just about a few new restaurants or accents on the street. We're talking about complete transformations, new languages, new cultures, and entire communities that have taken root, reshaping what it means to live in modern Britain. Some call it progress, others call it a takeover. But no matter what side of the fence you're on, there's no denying that immigration is one of the most powerful forces changing the UK today. From London's Bengali neighborhoods that feel like Dhaka, to Bradford's high streets lined with halal butchers and gold traders, every corner of the country is being touched by migration. But which cities are changing the most? Which communities are growing the fastest? And how is all this affecting local culture, business, and even politics? In this video, we reveal the 10 UK cities being transformed by immigration, backed by real data, real stories, and some facts that might surprise you. Stick around, because what's happening right now in these cities could be a glimpse of the UK's future. Number 10. Cardiff. When people think of immigration in the UK, Cardiff isn't usually the first city that comes to mind. But that's exactly why it might surprise you. Cardiff, the capital of Wales, has been quietly transforming over the past few decades, and the change is most visible in Bute Town, also known as the historic Tiger Bay. Once home to sailors and dock workers from all over the world, today it's one of the most ethnically diverse areas in the UK. You'll find large Somali, Yemeni, Bangladeshi, and Pakistani communities here, many of whom have been in the city for generations. But there's also been a fresh wave of immigrants, especially from Africa, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe, bringing new life to the city's economy and street culture. Imagine walking through Cardiff Market and hearing a mix of Welsh, Arabic, Somali, and Polish in just one aisle. Picture a Friday night with the smell of grilled meat, Somali sambusas, and Pakistani biryani all blending in the air. The city's schools now cater to over 80 different languages, and local politics is starting to reflect this growing diversity too. But what's most fascinating is how smoothly Cardiff has embraced its multicultural identity. Unlike cities where immigration has led to tension, Cardiff shows how cultural blending can quietly become the norm. So while it might not make the headlines, Cardiff is a symbol of the UK's shifting identity. A city where past and present immigrants are not just surviving, but thriving. And this is just the beginning. Wait until you see what's happening in the rest of the top 10. Number 9. Glasgow. When you think of Glasgow, you probably picture historic buildings, gritty football rivalries, or maybe a pint at the local pub. But what if we told you that Glasgow is fast becoming one of the most diverse cities in the UK, especially in Scotland? That's right. While Scotland once had relatively low immigration compared to England, Glasgow is changing that narrative, and fast. Over the past 20 years, the city has welcomed thousands of immigrants and refugees from Nigeria, Pakistan, India, China, Iraq, Syria, and beyond. The Gorbals, once known for its rough reputation, is now lined with African grocery stores, Kurdish bakeries, and vibrant halal restaurants. Local schools are now multicultural hubs, with dozens of languages spoken in classrooms. Community centres and mosques are thriving, and new businesses are popping up in places that were once forgotten. But this transformation hasn't come without challenges. Glasgow has had to balance tradition with change, finding ways to support new arrivals while keeping its strong Scottish identity alive. And in many ways, it's working. The city has become a case study in integration, resilience, and growth. Here's a question for you. Have you seen this side of Glasgow? Or has your city gone through a similar change? Drop the name of your city in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into Britain's changing cities, don't forget to subscribe for more surprising and data-backed content just like this. Because trust us, what's happening in Glasgow today might be the future of cities across the UK. Number 8. Coventry. Coventry isn't just a city with a rich history, it's a living mosaic of cultures, languages, and traditions. Over the past decade, this West Midlands city has undergone a remarkable transformation, becoming a beacon of diversity in the UK. As of the 2021 census, only 55.3% of Coventry's population identified as white British, a significant drop from 66.6% in 2011. This shift highlights the city's evolving demographic landscape. Approximately 27.9% of residents were born outside the UK, with notable communities from India, 4.5%, Poland, 2.6%, and Romania, 2.4%. Areas like Hillfields exemplify this change. Once a predominantly white working-class neighborhood, it's now a vibrant community where over 40% of residents are Muslim, and languages like Arabic, Urdu, and Polish are commonly spoken. Coventry's commitment to inclusivity is evident in its support for refugees and asylum seekers. The city has welcomed over 750 refugees since 2014, including significant numbers from Syria. This humanitarian spirit has earned Coventry a reputation as a city of sanctuary. The city's educational institutions reflect its diversity, with schools accommodating students from various cultural backgrounds. This multicultural environment enriches the learning experience, fostering mutual respect and understanding among students. Coventry's transformation is not just about numbers. It's about the stories, traditions, and resilience of its people. The city stands as a testament to the positive impact of immigration, illustrating how diverse communities can come together to create a dynamic and inclusive urban landscape. Number 7. Bradford. Bradford is a city of contrasts. On one hand, it's steeped in industrial heritage and Yorkshire grit. On the other, it's one of the most culturally rich cities in the UK, a place where tradition and transformation walk side by side. Today, nearly 45% of Bradford's population comes from ethnic minority backgrounds, with the Pakistani Muslim community being the largest. Some neighbourhoods, like Manningham and Little Horton, feel like entire worlds of their own, complete with South Asian supermarkets, prayer calls from local mosques, and weddings that light up entire streets. But what makes Bradford truly unique is how deeply cultural identity is woven into daily life. It's not just about food or language. It's about how entire communities have rebuilt areas, started businesses, opened schools, and preserved traditions that now blend seamlessly with British urban life. Bradford has the youngest population of any UK city, and that youthful energy is everywhere. From street art murals in city centre alleyways to student-led social initiatives that tackle both integration and inequality. Still, it's not without tension. The city has seen its share of social strain and economic hardship, but even so, many see it as a blueprint for a multicultural future, raw, imperfect, and very real. If you haven't been to Bradford lately, you might be shocked by how much has changed, and how much has stayed the same. Number 6. Luton. Luton is often overlooked in national conversations, but for those who live there, it's a place unlike any other in the UK. Just 30 miles north of London, this town has evolved into a true microcosm of global cultures. According to the latest census, less than 45% of Luton's population identifies as white British. The rest? A vibrant blend of Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, Caribbean, Somali, Polish, and Eastern European communities. And what's remarkable isn't just the diversity, it's the density of it. In Bury Park, you might pass an Islamic bookshop, a Jamaican bakery, a Polish deli, and a halal fried chicken joint, all on the same street. It's a sensory overload, the scent of spices, the hum of different languages, the colors of different dress codes. But Luton isn't just a collage of backgrounds. It's an engine. Immigrant-owned businesses have become the town's economic backbone. From textiles and tech to logistics and food services, new communities are revitalizing old industries. Of course, with rapid change comes growing pains. Luton has faced challenges around housing, school capacity, and social cohesion. Yet it's also made major strides in celebrating unity, hosting multicultural festivals, community cleanups, and interfaith dialogues. What sets Luton apart is how normalized diversity feels here. It's not a special event, it's just daily life. A town where difference is standard and belonging comes in many forms. For anyone wanting to see what the UK's multicultural future looks like, Luton might already be living it. Number 5. Slough. If you've ever taken a train west out of London, you've probably passed through Slough. On the surface, it might look like just another commuter town, but look a little closer and you'll see something far more fascinating. Slough isn't just diverse, it's global. As of the most recent census, only around 34% of Slough's population is white British. That means nearly 2/3 of the town's residents come from somewhere else, either directly or within the last generation. And it shows. In one short walk through the town centre, you can hear Punjabi, Urdu, Somali, Polish, Romanian and Portuguese, all within minutes. You'll see Sikh gurdwaras, Islamic centres, Afro-Caribbean salons, and Polish supermarkets coexisting on the same high street. Historically known for its industrial estates and the iconic Mars factory, Slough has reinvented itself as a hub of multicultural entrepreneurship. Immigrant families have started everything from logistics firms to beauty salons to digital startups, helping the local economy bounce back stronger than many expected. Schools here teach children from over 140 different language backgrounds, and some primary classrooms are among the most linguistically diverse in Europe. Slough also faces its fair share of challenges: housing pressure, school overcrowding, and occasional cultural friction. But despite that, or maybe because of it, the town has developed a kind of street-smart resilience. It's not glamorous. It's not trying to be. But in a quiet, determined way, Slough is showing the UK what modern multiculturalism looks like when it works hard and works together. Number 4. Manchester. Manchester wears its diversity like a badge of honour. Often called the capital of the North, it's no longer just known for football, factories or music. It's becoming one of the UK's most ethnically rich cities, and the numbers back it up. As of the 2021 census, nearly 40% of Manchester's population belongs to ethnic minority groups. What began with the arrival of Caribbean and South Asian workers in the 1950s and 60s has now expanded to include Polish, Romanian, Somali, Chinese, and Middle Eastern communities. Take a stroll through Cheetham Hill, and you'll see it firsthand. One street, dozens of cultures, a mosque next to a synagogue, halal butchers opposite Jamaican food stalls, and Romanian bakeries sandwiched between sari shops. It's not just multicultural, it's multi-world. Manchester's universities have drawn in international students for years, but it's the working-class neighbourhoods that tell the real story. Immigrant-run corner shops, barber shops, garages and tech startups are part of the city's everyday life. The result? Manchester isn't just blending cultures, it's building bridges. The city hosts Diwali in the square, Eid festivals in the park, and Afrobeat nights in converted warehouses. It's gritty, loud, beautiful chaos, and people love it. Of course, there are issues: housing demand, economic inequality, cultural misunderstandings. But even with its flaws, Manchester feels alive in a way few cities do. Here, immigration isn't something that happened, it's something happening. And it's helping Manchester transform not just its skyline, but its soul. Number 3. Birmingham. Welcome to Birmingham, the UK's second-largest city and arguably its most dynamic. If London is the political and financial heart of Britain, Birmingham is its cultural pulse, and immigration has been at the core of that beat for decades. Today, over 42% of Birmingham's population is made up of ethnic minority groups, with South Asian communities, particularly Pakistani, Indian and Bangladeshi, forming a significant part of the city's identity. But that's just the beginning. There are also large communities from the Caribbean, Somalia, Poland, Sudan and Eritrea, all contributing to the city's rhythm. Nowhere is this more visible than in Sparkbrook or Small Heath. There, Victorian terraced houses are draped in Eid lights in spring and Diwali lanterns in autumn. You can sip Somali spiced tea in the morning and enjoy Punjabi street food by afternoon, all while overhearing at least 4 different languages in one block. But Birmingham's story isn't just cultural, it's economic. Immigrant communities have revitalized declining industries, taken over once abandoned shops, and created entire commercial ecosystems of their own. In fact, the Balti Triangle, once a local curiosity, is now a globally known brand. The city also has one of the youngest populations in Europe, which means Birmingham isn't just diverse, it's forward-looking. The next generation is bilingual, digitally savvy, and redefining what it means to be British. Of course, Birmingham has faced its struggles: segregated neighbourhoods, rising demand for services, and political tension. But it also has something few cities can claim: a shared sense of movement, of progress, even when messy. Here, immigration doesn't feel like an addition to the city. It feels like the essence of it. Number 2. Leicester. Leicester made headlines when it became the first city in the UK where white Britons are no longer the majority. But this milestone wasn't sudden. It was the result of decades of migration, resilience, and cultural fusion. Today, just under 40% of Leicester's population is white, with the rest made up of Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, African, Caribbean, Polish, and Eastern European communities. In some neighborhoods, English is the second or even third language spoken on the streets. But this isn't a story of takeover, it's a story of transformation. Immigration didn't just reshape Leicester, it redefined it. Walk through Belgrave Road, locally known as the Golden Mile, and you'll understand. Jewelry shops glitter under signs written in Gujarati. Street food vendors sell pani puri and samosas next to wedding sari emporiums. During Diwali, the streets light up brighter than anywhere else in the UK, sometimes even outshining parts of India itself. Leicester's immigrant communities didn't just integrate, they built. Businesses flourished, schools adapted, and entire new cultural districts emerged. The result? A city that's proud of its layered identity. And Leicester didn't achieve this by accident. It embraced diversity with community-led initiatives, bilingual education programs, and inclusive city planning. It's not perfect. Tensions exist, as they do in any evolving city. But the overall model has drawn attention from scholars and city planners worldwide. Here, the story isn't just about who came, but about how they stayed, contributed, and shaped the future of the city. Leicester shows that when a city leans into its diversity, it doesn't lose its identity. It gains a richer, deeper one. Number 1. London. There's no other city in the UK, perhaps even the world, quite like London. It's not just the capital of Britain, in many ways it's the capital of the world. As of the most recent census, over 37% of London's population was born outside the UK. That's nearly 3.3 million people. From Bangladesh, Nigeria, Poland, Jamaica, India, Romania, Ghana, Pakistan, China, and dozens more countries. In fact, more languages are spoken in London than in any other city on Earth, over 300 by some estimates. But this isn't just a numbers game, it's about how London breathes with global rhythm. Step into Southall and you'll feel like you've entered Punjab. In Brick Lane, you're surrounded by the flavors of Bangladesh. Head to Tottenham, and you'll hear Caribbean patois alongside Somali and Turkish. Each borough is its own world. Each high street tells a different story. London doesn't ask people to assimilate, it allows cultures to coexist and collaborate, often side by side. The city's diversity fuels its economy, arts, food, and tech industries. Immigrant entrepreneurs have helped build London into a global powerhouse, from corner shops and market stalls to billion-pound fintech firms. And while London has faced real challenges, housing crises, inequality, moments of racial tension, it remains a symbol of what's possible in a connected global society. In London, immigration isn't just a feature, it's the foundation. It's the reason the city feels alive, unpredictable, and constantly evolving. This isn't a British city with immigrants. This is a global city that just happens to be in Britain. What does your street say about the future of Britain? Tell us in the comments what's changed in your city, and how does it feel walking through it today? If this opened your eyes, check out our previous video to see how immigration is reshaping jobs and wages across the UK. And if you believe voices like ours should keep telling these stories, support us with just one click. Subscribe now. It means